Welcome back, everyone, to Apology. What?
Sorry about that. Welcome everyone to, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney,
Jump
4.
Jesus Christ. 1 minute Apollo has his game stolen, now I get my intro stolen. It's pathetic.
Gotta try and relax. It's just my first ever case, all on my own.
I think you're confusing things, Phoenix.
Ah, good morning, Mr. Enigmar.
Excuse. I'm sorry for my incredibly lack of subtlety in my name.
What? Why? It's not even red, it's magenta. Why?
I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared for this.
Phoenix is saying this after trials and tribulations.
Yeah, let's check what he's got.
Especially
He's
in
trying
front of
to be
the
careful.
sheriff-looking guy.
He's got the badge, he's got the crime photo, and the autopsy report.
Oh.
Magnified grammar rate, age 67
Is it up
male.
to date?
Time of death, yes it is. 11 to 11:30, loss of blood from bullet wound. There's our
Shady Enigma.
They call shady.
magnified grammar rate.
I understand I'm asking the impossible of you.
Well, I usually
We're
make the
getting
impossible
into Ace
possible.
26 with the names, I see.
But you're not,
Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. In fact, I'm kind of wondering why you switched attorneys at the last minute. All we did was play cards.
But don't you see, Mr. Wright? It's by playing when you only really get to know a man when you play a children's card game with him.
We were playing poker. I don't think that's kid-friendly.
Where I'm from, it is.
Actually, it wasn't. Trust me. But who was this previous attorney, I wonder?
Name not important.
Hey, Tracy.
Aww.
Aww.
Ooh,
Right, go on.
morning, Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Moe Trucy.
Aww, she's adorable.
I'm so glad
I don't
you
think
said-
that applies here, but
Yeah, Dwibs, I think you're
you mean
confused.
chibi. Moe is a different thing entirely.
Alright,
Yeah.
Chibi.
Oh, God.
Chibi Moe then.
No!
Just don't.
Dwibs,
picking on
slap
me.
yourself in the wrist since I can't do it for you.
Leave the terminology to us.
Yeah. You're not really in depth with the animus.
Hey, I only watch anime on occasion.
I don't know, you saw Into the Spider-Verse. That had some anime in it.
That
Whatever.
doesn't count.
Pedro?
Yeah, sorry, this old boy is here to help me after all.
That's my job. That's young man to you. I'm only 26.
Poor Phoenix.
Seriously, though, I'm at the top of my game, had 3 solid years of experience under my belt. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on.
Thanks. My first show's today, after all.
There is one
Aww.
thing I want to mention though regarding the music. It's nice to have the original track, the original soundtrack in this game, but they kind of, I get that's the point, but they kind of clash.
Yeah, it works, seeing as how we're literally back in Phoenix's day or whatnot. In fact,
And
that's
also
part
it's
of the
quite-
point.
It's quite jarring jumping from DS to, well, even more enhanced DS.
People have
music
also
in my
pointed
business.
this out with the sprites, because apparently
Oh, okay.
original games and then everyone else has far better looking.
Okay,
That
this
doesn't
is...
apply. That's in the DS version. It's not so much here.
Well, okay. We'll cover that when we get into the court,
Oh yeah,
actually.
because this is the port. Yes.
Fate clock
What's
will
this?
make me wait a little longer.
It seems Fate's clock will make me wait a little longer, at least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I say farewell
know.
to thee.
I just got it there in the hall.
Thanks.
It's a fan letter that got lost.
They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair.
Aw, she's giving Phoenix a vital piece of evidence that'll come in handy later.
Yeah. sure nothing like that.
They said it was really important.
But Phoenix has got experience. He'll probably bluff his way out of this case in like 10 minutes.
What's this? A memo for you or some such?
Never have I been that lucky. Not from the looks of it.
Don't look so cross at me.
What is this? Looks like a page from someone's diary. I'll give it a read later.
I think you should read it
Added to
now.
the court record.
Received from Trucy Enigmar.
Well, how do you feel about the trial today?
Let's see, nervous, like I've got no hope in the world whatsoever, so usual.
Yeah, the usual.
We'll get through it, somehow. Thank God I'm so alone. Maya's not here anymore. She went to do her training. And Edgeworth is... well...
She'll be back 2 games from now.
Yeah.
Incidentally,
Edgeworth is busy.
the prosecutor today is a new guy, I hear.
Huh. An easy win, then?
Last time I went up against a new guy, I had my face scorched by coffee. They're
Not to
calling
mention
him
the
a
new guy
true...
lost almost all of his cases. So.
They're calling him a true thoroughbred in the history of the prosecutor's office. Actually, Goto won a lot of his cases, just
Off
never against
screen.
Phoenix. Yeah. Of course, there's one of those every year. He's onto this! There's always a new undefeated prosecutor each year.
It's
I
like
mean,
the whole defense against the dark arts thing.
Yeah, at this point it's just shown in logic.
Major?
I know it is a difficult situation I put you in.
Oh, it's not exactly the same, Shiri. They don't die at the end of every game.
But allow me to say one thing, Mr. Wright.
Yes?
What exactly is this game even going at this point?
Sooner or later.
They will not be able to pronounce me guilty today.
Oh, my reputation precedes me, I see.
So do your best. Do not worry.
Huh. You know, it's the first time I've ever had a client who actually tries to calm my nerves for me. First time a defendant's ever given me a pep speech. Is this what it's
Well,
like to actually
Maggie-
have someone who's grateful?
Well, maybe Maggie can't. Well, it's not so much a pep speech as it was a pep kick.
Maggie was just quirky.
I see you do not understand.
Well, I might understand, Mr.
Clear-
Shady.
Clearly, I am too complex for your own understanding. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict.
Oh, great, well...
Then
Oh,
what's the point of the trial then?
impossible?
For the lulz? I don't know.
Mission Impossible, of course. Tom Cruise will burst in and.
Yes, isn't that right, Trucy?
Yes, Daddy. Tom Cruise will come in and kick everyone's ass.
Yeah, you bet, Daddy. There you go.
Alright.
Okay, then. My first look at the case was only yesterday, and the information I was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest.
This is just business as usual, Phoenix, at this point.
I didn't even get a day to investigate, though. Still, I'll do what I can, for their sake.
Alright. I believe the curtains will be lifting any time now.
On many things.
Get it? Because I'm a magician. I am in your capable hands, Mr. Wright.
He's still laughing.
My client is Shady Enigmar.
You can't stand the name.
He's laughing at the name. Known to the world as Zach Gramiare.
Grammary.
Don't you mean grammary?
Gramiare sounds fancy, but sure. A wildly popular magician, star of Troupe Grammar.
Grammar.
To grammar.
His mentor, Magnifi Grammary, was a rare breed of magician.
Clearly, the localizers aren't part of that tree.
He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of stage magic, until he was shot dead.
That sucked.
And Zach Gramiari is the suspect.
From what we hear about the guy, I don't feel too sorry for.
Ugh.
We'll find that out later on, though. Anyway, trial time. It's up to
Alright.
me to do the. Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Apollo.
Unless you can time travel.
court is now in session for the trial of Shady Enigma.
Oh, look
Yep,
at
you still
that!
have
The
the
judge
judge.
was, of course, presiding.
Wait. Have I read this right?
The defense is ready, Your Honor, and look at that! They actually gave Phoenix updated sprites. Okay, time for a history lesson, folks. See, back when this was on the DS, for the past stuff, everyone from the original trilogy, except for the judge who got touched up for the new game, was exactly the way they were. As in, the courtroom looked exactly the way it did from the original DS trilogy, Phoenix and company looked the exact same way they did in the DS trilogy, and let's just say the proportions were messed up regarding how Clavier, who was newer, looked in the background.
Yeah, but this time in the iOS version, they
updated
Cleaned up
everyone.
everything.
So this just begs the question, Capcom, why aren't you using Phoenix's touched-up sprites for your umpteenth trilogy re-release coming out in 2019?
So by the time this video will be published, that trilogy will be way long to be published. For
That's
all we
exactly
know,
why
they
I
will
stated
actually-
in 2019.
Hold on, Java. That's the thing. By the time this will be published, maybe the trilogy actually will be touched up. Who knows?
That'll be a miracle.
Anyway, go on, Pedro.
Again, this concert got 10 times the thrill. This guy. Can I step out and let Edgeworth take over as well?
Were you
What about-
again?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the
Well,
thing,
the-
Clavier took his job way less seriously back in the day.
Implying he took it seriously that
Even less.
Yep.
I came to get the party started legally, yeah.
I hate this line from Phoenix. Gavin, defense attorney Christoph Gavin's.
Well, remember, Pedro, he did cancel concerts to do a trial, so...
True.
Figures my bro's more famous in this part of town.
Yo.
I'm cool. Please don't.
Here we go.
Clavier Gavin,
Dun, 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 nah.
lead singer for the mega hit band, The Gaviners.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that game.
To be fair, we find out in investigations that, yeah, they were a big deal, actually. You're out of your league, Rock Boy.
That's sort of character for Phoenix.
Yeah, that's the thing. In like the space of a couple of months, Phoenix has turned from determined guy to outright twat.
Like, I get what they're trying to do in some cases, but
Overconfidence.
why? Okay, look. Phoenix, in this case, is a lot more confident. And I mean a lot...
I was saying pretentious, but sorry, go ahead.
Phoenix, in this case, is a lot more confident. And I mean a lot more confident to the point where he does go a bit too far. Here's the problem, though. This isn't necessarily character development. This is character upheaval. Sure, I can get Phoenix being more confident, like talkative, aren't you? Unlike your affected Euro rock accent, by the way. But he gets a bit... It feels passive-aggressive, to say the least, and outright dickish when he's at his worst.
I'm just getting warmed up. Attorney, right?
Like, I guess they're trying to set up that Phoenix was getting too big for his britches, and that's why we had to knock him down, but that just leads to a lot of problems with the split later down the road.
Perhaps you would be so kind as to fill us in on the case before Mr. Wright breaks the twatometer.
Well, we're just getting started.
Actum, baby. Time to call on the opening act. Music! I play music! Get it?
And honestly, I'm not really a big fan of the characterization of guy coming up either.
What was his name again? Ah, yes, Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
Yes!
Yeah.
Let's wait and
oh.
see.
Hello. No,
And you are?
You just asked.
He forgot.
routine. Hey, you were the one who called me up here, sir.
No respect at all.
Which
Feel no
is,
salary, I guess.
which is funny, considering a
Name's
certain
the
thing.
Gumshoe.
Phone.
Phone call.
I'm a homicide detective on the precinct.
Detective Gumshoe. Long time
Long
no
time
see.
Oh,
no
yeah,
see.
long time no see.
Yeah.
Page's favorite line.
Hey, you!
Yes,
What?
me?
What
Yeah,
are
I
you doing
think
here? I thought Apollo was supposed to be that
I
main
can
character.
kinda see what Dwibs means by some of the sprites not looking that good at being touched up from the DS trilogy.
Oh,
Today's the day, pal.
Dio, I was originally gonna record this and I was gonna show the DS one.
Gumshoe is lacking details on his face, if I
Yeah, the new HD trilogy that's coming to home consoles. That one is also going to be based on these sprites. I don't know. Can't they just get someone to do hand-drawn sprites properly? Really? Do we have to
Anyway.
resort to Flash? Whatever.
What? You normally lack confidence in your testimony?
Well, that's the thing. Every time Gumshoe
When
testifies, Phoenix finds contradictions.
Since when was Gumshoe obsessed with beating Phoenix? Did some of Francisco von Karma's characterization go on to him?
Okay, Takumi-san, did you forget how your own characters work? All this A, U, ing, and such, and what the fudge am I talking about?
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking.
The profiles.
Tracy
8.
Enigma, age 8. Clavia Gavin, age 17. Yeah, you keep snapping your fingers
Huh.
there. And Dick Gumshoe, 32.
Which makes
Oh, remember, he's
Clavier
still doing
officially.
that. Oh, remember that he's still doing an animation right now.
Which makes Clavier officially the youngest opponent we've ever faced so far.
And I could care less about your history together. I'm
Shouldn't
such
it
a
be
nice,
Francisca-
I'm
wasn't
such a nice and
Francisca
likable guy, aren't I?
13 or something when...
Shouldn't it be couldn't
Well,
care
okay. Here's the...
Or 17? Like, how old was Francisca?
Francisca was 18 when we first met her. She was 13 when she became a prosecutor, though.
Shouldn't it be couldn't care less? When you say could care less, you mean, oh, I could care less, but I actually do care.
Typo.
Couldn't... Wait, hold on. Couldn't works as well.
Anyway, the case. It happened 6 days back in a room at the General Hospital.
Wow, that's convenient because, again, let's just say a certain thing Gumshoe was involved with happens a week ago, so...
The fuck am I
Nice
looking at?
idea.
Facts are as simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. It looks like
So,
terrible.
so the man with the golden gun did it then. Case closed.
So the hospital security of this place is really shit.
The victim was a patient asleep in a hospital bed. Also, apparently they were feeding Ecto Cooler to him.
And look at that, Dubs. He shot him with a golden gun.
Yeah, I just said the man with the golden gun did it.
The killer
No,
comes in
the man,
with a pistol on his forehead.
the man
and
with the
bang,
golden
that's all.
shotgun. Apparently.
That was the fact.
It's Christopher Lee's brother or something.
Well,
Animaniacs, those are the facts.
seems clear-cut.
Hmm.
Not so long ago, the victim actively grabbery, a famous man.
Sure.
He had the entire country under his magical spell, as it were. You know, the judge was the exposition machine.
Well, that's kind of his point at sometimes, but yeah, so yeah. Ah, yes, the great magician. He retired years ago, though. Say the name magnified to one of my generation. You'd be lucky to get a blank stare.
Wait, is this...
Wow, that's rude.
Okay, are you just Japan's take on millennials? Because I'll have you know, we aren't really like this.
Yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say true grabbery has made quite a name for themselves.
Thank you, Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, at least I get one part during this section of the game.
Anyhow,
You know, it sure would be a
retired
shame
man
if-
has been in the hospital for the last year.
Sure would be a shame if something happened to make Troop Grammary fall into obscurity.
What was it?
My eyebrows approve this situation.
A malignant tutor or something.
Gumshoe was not this stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
True.
really not. In fact,
They've flanderized Gumshoe. They've flanderized Gumshoe. They've made Phoenix arrogant. They've made Clavier even meaner.
And
Like-
God, and people say Yamazaki
Not
Flanderizer's
also,
characterization.
I will say this, but Gumshoe, starting with Justice for All, Gumshoe already was flanderized just in the way of having his trait of his salary being demoted was the flanderized part. Here
that was
instead
more a
is
running joke as opposed to flanderization.
I suppose, but that was pretty much all of he was going for. Here instead, it's just say, "Oh, he's stupid." It's just stupid.
This is like the thing, Tale. In the original trilogy, he was an honest, hard-working policeman who wanted to get
Yeah,
things
that's what
right,
they say.
but everything went wrong for him. That was what made him likable. In here, but he wasn't stupid. Yeah, he could be a bit absent-minded, but he wasn't stupid. In here, they just made him full-on an idiot.
And for all those people saying, oh, maybe Yamazaki cocked him up, Takumi wrote this game, remember?
Well, Yamazaki also did help in writing this
Yeah.
game.
It was Takumi, Yamazaki, and some other dude. I forgot whose name it is.
I honestly think this is a situation more akin to Final Fantasy VIII, where nobody really knows for certain who wrote the story because it was a job between a bunch of people at Square.
Yeah, that is the frustrating thing about this. We won't know for sure who wrote whom or what or whatnot.
And, but this is the equivalent of coming into the room where everything is destroyed, and we are saying, "Okay, kids, who did it?" And nobody accuses.
Raise a hand. Yeah.
I will say this though: some people may suspect Yamazaki because I'm gonna be quite honest. Gumshoe's pretty dumb in investigations. Thankfully, though, after a lot of outcry at how bad that.
Isn't it supposed to be like an origin story, at least the first?
Tio. It's even outside the origin story. Let's just say this though: he thankfully actually improves massively in investigations too, which may.
Sorry.
I will say this: he improves so much that by the end of investigations 2, let's just say that may explain why he's so confident in this case here.
And I'm imagining a Capcom producer coming into the room, into the studio, and going, "All right, which of you idiots did this? Come on, fess up."
All right.
Oh,
anyway,
diabetes.
so yeah.
Diabetes.
Yeah,
and
diabetes.
Yeah,
Oh,
why don't you give him AIDS while you're at it? Sheesh. As much as it pains me to say it. I'm sorry, this is the only character trait I have. The victim was clearly at the end of his life.
so
Oh,
a victim who was pretty much already doomed to die, but why would somebody kill him?
Maybe they
For
wanted
the
to
walls.
do something, I don't know.
Revenge.
I believe the question before us is clear then. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man?
Sounds a
Again,
bit.
he wanted to be the one to do it, I guess.
What reason could he have had?
He really hated magic. Alright. Case post.
So it was
Very
Uncle
well.
Vernon. So it was Uncle Vernon then.
Very well. Very well.
Wait,
Detective.
so
No
much.
mail on Sunday.
Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting.
With some testimony.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll give him this. At least he hasn't gotten a pay cut yet.
The
I'm guessing Clavier doesn't really care in the,
No.
No, I mean, anyway. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't understand why the hell are the prosecutors the ones deciding the policemen's salaries, but whatever.
A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. Actually, I think I have an answer, but I'll say later.
Let's get the testimony done first.
The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead.
Huh, so assisted suicide.
Yeah, but that's still kind of a crime.
Yeah.
We cannot,
Yeah.
it's not for the heart, so we can't blame anybody.
The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it.
Oh
And
god.
the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir.
Gumshoe
Gumshoe,
Yes, a lazy eye.
you really let yourself go, didn't you, Dick?
What?
I know, Judge, but these sprites are awful.
You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting?
Oh yeah, and that too, yeah. Those are the facts. I have here the letter in question.
Why are you singing?
Because I'm
That's
bored
your
and I
shtick.
need to do something to keep my brain active.
You know, I just realized I've spoken the
To my
least out of
beloved
anyone
student
here.
Zach, to you I trust the... Hey, I was reading that.
Okay.
I was reading that. Very unusual indeed. Yeah, fuck you, game. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah.
To my beloved student Zach, to you I entrust the task of lowering my life's curtain. Come on the 13th, 11:05 p.m. Already a gun with which you will shoot one shot square in the forehead. Cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. Magnify Grammary.
Huh.
Again, did we really need to stop the actual main plot for hours for this? Couldn't we have this separate?
This actually is pretty important to the overall story. I will admit,
It is, but it should have been its own case within the game, not...
Shouldn't it be?
Like a Trials and Tribulations style.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. No, actually, the question to what I raised in Trials and Tribulations, shouldn't it have been this the first case?
Well, you know, honestly, I would have liked it. I know why they made this the last case,
The
because...
passing of the torch would make more sense. So Phoenix is the starting point, but he loses the badge, and then the torch passes on to Apollo.
I think we all know it would have been a lot better, but of course, the reason this is the last is because, you know, in a similar case to Trials and Tribulations, they wanted to keep us in suspense of who really was behind it. I can see the groundwork here. However, I'm going to chalk this up to this being part of Takumi's original plan with completely different characters, which might have worked better. Doesn't work out so well here. Let me put it like this. In Trials and Tribulations, okay, we saved Mia first meeting Dahlia for the second to last episode in that game because of the suspense built up from it. Wait.
Mortal Kombat 11! Yay!
He wrote 11 at words.
Why have it come at 11:05
Phoenix
without some
writes for
specific
Mortal Kombat
reason?
11. Can you even imagine the gore?
You know, considering how many murders there are, and he even has an M-rated game.
The devil is in the details, Herr Attorney.
Huh, hair attorney. That doesn't sound too bad, I guess. At least it's not something like hair forehead.
Was there some reason about hair spikes or something?
Meh.
As it turns out, there was, every night, for a half hour, starting at 11. The victim, Magnify Grammary, was given an IV.
Oh.
The
Okay.
prosecution will refrain from singing.
I don't know, Your Honor. I guess it's an interesting new gimmick. Lord knows I've
I don't
seen them
care.
all.
I don't care.
Wait. An IV? That's...
You know what that is, right, Phoenix?
There it is in the picture, off to the side of the bed.
IV. Isn't that like those stats in Pokemon? You know, the ones spoken by those who don't care about fun but care about just the competitive scene.
Alright, go on, Beijing.
Also, someone shot the clown. 30 minutes later, he would come back for the empty bag. Also,
Well, it's creepy looking, so...
I care more about who shot the clown, honestly. Can we investigate that?
If it's the
We'll
same-
see.
This happened every night, without
Maybe
fail.
shot the clown first to make sure the gun actually had a bullet in it, and then shot the dude.
So that was the only time they could meet, without the chance of an untimely interruption
Oh my god, hold on.
during his IV. Reminds me of the name of the university I went to school for.
Ivy. Very well. Shall we begin? It took a while to get us to the frigging cross-examination. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would.
Gee, Dwibs, the way you're saying, it's like this game is terribly paced or anything.
What's this reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder? He could have at least mentioned it to me. God.
You just reminded me, Shiroi, of a joke we have here in my country. Like, okay, how do you kill with only one bullet? Oh, I shoot, then I go get the bullet again. Oh, sure, and the war's gonna stop for even 5 minutes for you because of you.
Hold it! Huh! How can you be so sure?
And why do I look like I'm made of wax? Answer me that, detective.
Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people to do your thinking for you.
Good job, Dick. Good job.
Dang. Shoot.
You've been in
Besides,
this business long
You're
enough.
3
Whoa.
years into the job at this point.
Learn to think for yourself. Get the noggin cranky. Oh, come on, not jogging.
My God,
Should've
one
done
minute you determined to beat him, and now you're giving him advice.
You fail to grasp the concept of questioning, detective.
Yeah, just like this game fails to grasp the concept of a main character.
What are you saying? I'm totally the main character of this game.
First, we got the letter. This letter, sorry.
This game called Gyukuten Saiban 4.
Says shoot the forehead, loud and clear.
Phoenix is basically Mary suing himself into this.
Well, to be fair, he didn't get much of a choice, but kinda. I can see that.
Yeah, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal.
Oh.
He had a backbone in the third game.
He had a backbone in the second game, too.
That's another thing. Why is
You failed to
this
grasp
is-
the concept of shooting people is bad, Detective.
Not just that, like, Dick is also... okay, what is it? Do you want to make him stupid or patronizing, writers?
Okay.
I don't like either one, but if you're gonna... But
To
at least
be-
keep your flavor consistent. Traces of gunpowder residue shows that it had been fired recently.
Well, Mr. Wright,
Well, attorney.
as far as I could tell from looking at this photo,
The clown was shot.
that man has a ridiculous beard. But
That
there also
too,
seems
yeah.
to be no issue with the prosecution's claim.
The
Also, why did he
photo.
sleep? Also, why did he sleep with that pajama hat thingy?
Maybe there's something in there I can use.
Well, he's dead, so maybe he wasn't intending to go to sleep.
Is that
like
one of those? Is that one of those pictures? Is this man sleeping? Wrong. This man is deceased.
I think there's a hole in the prosecution's argument. Clearly, Mr. Enigma.
Shot something else.
Ha!
Yeah, I shot the clown instead.
Well, Pedro, asking you shall receive. Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me.
Yes.
What does the letter tell us?
Look at Phoenix's eyes in this sprite. Like,
I'm looking more of
his
his
eyes
suit.
seem fine.
The lack of lines is
It's
what
freshly pressed, don't you
detriment.
know?
Well, Tio, at least he looks better than he does in the iOS HD trilogy.
what
for a
you're
second-
saying to here is improved iOS sprites. Like,
I was
they
thinking
look
for a
even
second
worse
there.
than the original incarnations. Go ahead.
For a second there, I thought that's what they did. I thought they ripped the graphics from the iOS trilogy.
No,
I mean,
these are an
recycling
improvement.
assets.
Let me put it like this. The reason the HD trilogy works better on the 3DS is because of a smaller resolution. Yeah, believe it or not, this is a case where smaller resolution helps the look of the HD sprites because, well,
They're not very good sprites.
not so much that they're not good sprites, it's just their translations of the original sprites stretch to bigger screens, but not exactly taking into consideration the shading and whatnot. They look better scrunched, ironically enough. I can prove he had a choice, yes. I still prefer the DS trilogy, but if you do have to play the HD trilogy, I recommend playing it on the 3DS. We'll see how good the Switch, PS4, or Xbox One versions are.
And
Because
Steam.
Oh, right, Steam too!
But he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Well, let's hear what you're thinking, Mr. Wright.
God, it's gonna be good to have my games
again-
across all platforms.
Then again, Gavin knew what you were thinking, so...
Again, this is just common thing.
Take that!
The clown?
Ah, I've missed getting to say these. Take a closer look, see? It's been shot in the forehead, too.
But I want to say it's my game.
Look at that!
It's not. It
You're
never
spending my
was.
screen time.
There's a hole in his forehead.
There's
What is it?
something...
Is it like that Sugar Babe song called The Head?
Yes, and a hole in the prosecution's claim.
The reason the original DS trilogy still looks great to this day is because the sprites were actually hand-drawn and animated. That's what they should do. They should redraw everything and animate everything once again by hand.
Well, Pedro, that's exactly what they did. The problem is that they did it crappily for the HD iOS trilogy.
Yeah.
He didn't just shoot the doll, he shot the doll's forehead.
His forehead.
Therefore, the name forehead shall ever be forever ingrained into your mind. Ha! Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead.
Apollo, sorry, but you stay in the corner.
I want to do something, damn it!
Which is exactly what he did. Excuse me for a moment.
Okay, I'm leaving.
He shot the clown doll square in the forehead.
You're supposed to be a kid right now anyway.
Yeah.
Barely a teenager. The defense raised an intriguing possibility. No, Apollo's playing the judge. He's just shaved his head and put on a
He
fake
snuck
beard.
in as the judge.
Oh god.
That hole in the clown's forehead, it definitely looks like he was shot. Bailiff, send someone to investigate this matter.
Objection! I admit, I'm impressed, but I expected nothing less.
Oh, is the real prosecutor
right.
starting to show his claws?
Still, this doesn't mean he didn't shoot the victim.
True.
Objection! Perhaps he did have to shoot a forehead as ordered.
He just went to technicalities.
But the letter says nothing about whose forehead. Could have been a riddle.
So you're trying to argue that the order was to kill that clown plushie?
Hey, hey, to be fair, the guy was old and dying. Maybe he was senile.
The bullet hole in the clown doll's forehead does demand an explanation.
And let's think about it like this. Since when is a magician ever straightforward with anyone?
It might very well be a clue, yet Prosecutor Gavin is right.
Indeed.
It alone does not prove the defendant's innocence.
Of course.
Though when is that ever? You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim.
So sorry, Mr. Wright. How sad it is to see the mighty fall.
It was one mistake.
You know, Clavier, an actual German once faced me. She was undefeated. When I was done with her, she was nothing but... Well, okay, she whipped me unconscious, but I still won. How sad is it to see the novice's overconfidence?
And you're not much better at
Yeah.
that either, Phoenix.
The pot calling the kettle black.
Well, to be fair, he's not a novice at this point. He doesn't realize just how big this little hole can get.
To be unfair, he's acting like an arsehole. Detective Gumshoe, please take
sorry.
this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony and switch
Right,
off
back.
your mobile phones, please.
Jova, that basically Phoenix is acting kinda like Winston Payne right now.
Yeah, look, this is exactly what I said. Yes, it's nice to see Phoenix is a lot more confident and not stumbling as much, but it gets to a point where this feels like character upheaval, not character development. Like, yeah, you kind of heaved Phoenix's character up a little too much. And it doesn't help that we don't know why. And let's not forget, this case doesn't take too long after the last case of Trials and Tribulations. It's like a few months, maybe a few weeks after it.
You never heard of Zack and Valen's quick draw shoot 'em?
Wait, what's that?
One of the defendant's specialties.
I take it the music too is just from like the
This-
DS game.
This is straight from the first game.
Zack and Valen stand on either side of a girl.
Also, it's hard to tell if they're using the DS
And they
versions of the
should.
themes or if they're using the Wii version themes. Basically, the 3DS shows you use the Wii music,
But
but
the
I'm wondering if
bullets
this is...
don't hit her.
Quite a
That's
trick.
bullshit. Instead, we hit everything else on stage, boy. Oh, I get it.
I'm surprised no one's been shot.
Well,
Kind of
Dwibs,
another
we don't want to
Devil May
mess
Cry
up the trick
reference,
now, do
sorta.
we?
This was one of the pistols they used in their show. Got a great design, huh? The kids love it. It looks like a flintlock.
That's the idea.
Many boys and girls joined the police because of that pistol I hear.
The return of Dwibs' German accent.
I'm gonna enjoy every little moment I have.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's your Alfie.
You know, that would explain a lot about the police force.
Thanks, Phoenix. Truth Grammar is top
Well,
doing that a
to
while
Phoenix's credit, the police force has pretty much brought him almost nothing but grief, so I'll give him that one.
ago. The old man held on to that pistol ever since.
Yeah, so what if he shot the clown?
Oh, he still shot the victim, pal. Actually, no. Didn't the letter say that it was only one bullet?
Hold it! You mean this pistol? The one in the crime scene photo?
If we shoot stuff, he's gonna hurt. That's the one. It's a funny-looking gun, so there's no mistaking it.
No, he was secretly shot with a sniper rifle and the gun was planted in. They compared to a bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from this gun. Can someone click their fingers? I can't do it. Thank you. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match.
You know these who you remind me of? You haven't seen... I need to show you again, continue showing. I forgot the name. The leader of the Nazi German army from Helsing, Ultimate Abridged.
So you verified the murder weapon.
You bet we did.
Huh. That's actually professional.
The court would like to see the pistol in question.
And then the judge starts shooting everyone.
That would be a
Honestly,
time
You
paragraph for that.
got it, sir.
Point
Here she is.
No, hey, that would fit into the-
Thank you.
That would fit
Oh,
into my
this
opinion
bit.
was disguised as a judge theory. Well, this truly is a blast from the past.
Wow, you are on fire with these, aren't you, Judge?
It's a strange pistol for magic shows. See? Oh, so it's a magic gun. Where did he purchase that?
I wonder.
Magic shop.
But it can fire real bullets.
No, did you see? He got
I
it
wonder
from
if
that
there was a
magic shop from...
condition that you
got it-
can't
Who
commission.
the hell made a stage gun that can still fire real bullets?
Well, that's part of the act.
Live on TV.
Yeah, but it can only hold one round.
Oh, so
Of
it's Jack
course.
Sparrow's gun.
Well, actually, no. Jack Sparrow's gun could normal. It's just that he only had one bullet left. The reason that they're saying that,
Yeah, I know.
It's a reference to the Mount of Golden gun.
By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty.
Aww.
And it shows traces of anything being fired recently.
Ballistic markings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
We've
you
talked
find
about
the
this.
bullet, though?
So,
No, sure.
were any fingerprints found on the gun?
Yeah, the judges.
The bullet was in the same place that the stamp was, Shirai. Unfortunately, no.
If only I was still doing his voice. 9.
Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves.
Shoot, he's right.
Damn it.
We might say that a lack of fingerprints is in fact a fingerprint of itself.
Please don't.
No.
Aha! Intriguing point. Well made.
Judge, please.
Don't encourage him. I mean,
Johnny
he has a
Navel.
point, but don't encourage him.
Whoa. Not well made, not intriguing, not funny.
Yeah, thank you. That's my entire summation of this game. Thank you, thank you, Phoenix.
Like you, Mr. Wright. In any case, the court accepts it into evidence.
Everyone is very catty today.
My grandchild gets a kick out of seeing this.
You
I
know,
get the feeling that whoever was writing this was really, really, really pissed off about something when writing this.
But
Hey!
it's time to return to our testimony.
Can't imagine what.
you know, I mean, the fact that this was an executive mandate, the fact that this was holding Shu Takumi back from making Ghost Trick, I'm sure there was nothing to be mad about at the time.
But that's the
Anyway,
thing with... Oh, sorry, I'll say later.
Objection! The trickiest cases often seem the simplest.
Mm-hmm.
True. Prosecutor Gavin, you missed the bullet hole in the clown's forehead.
The sprite makes it look like he's talking through his teeth.
Oh my god, it does. If
If
you hadn't missed that, you might have come to a very different conclusion.
That's actually true.
He's gritting for his teeth.
Understand?
Capiche? Actually,
Coming
that's the thing too. Here in Portugal, we like using that word as well, casually, as if it's ours. Like it's kind of I don't know where it came
First
from.
you
It's just
take our pizza, then you take our words.
Oh, Capiche did come from Italy.
that's the thing too. This has been a thing for generations now. I don't know where it came from.
Partially, Jova. The correct word is capisci with an I at the end.
Ah, did nothing of the sort of the victim to the victim. The pistol proves he could not.
The murder weapon? How?
Well, we also took away your waifu. There's that too, yeah.
It's quite simple, Your Honor.
Yeah, without Maya there, Phoenix just kind of goes...
This pistol only holds one bullet at a time.
Okay, when Maya's not forcibly removed from Phoenix.
Oh,
Yep.
Can we forcefully remove Clavier from the...
If he had shot the clown in the forehead, not now, I think I'm about to win.
yeah, this seems way
He
too
couldn't have shot the
easy.
victim too!
Who shot the magician? Objection! That's not a contradiction. Not even close.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
All he had to do was reload the pistol after the first shot.
That they're using Objection 2001.
Yeah.
It's because we're going back in time to the old Ace Attorney days.
Obviously-
They said it's his final trial, so shouldn't it be the one from Trials and Tribulation?
I guess it's
That's-
because
here's
this is
the
considered the
thing,
most
Shiroi.
iconic.
That's the thing, Shiroi. Combined with Gumshoe, the aesthetic and everything, I know actually what it is now. It's pure fan service. Nothing
Yep.
more, nothing less.
That's right!
This is the most popular Objection theme.
And
so...
keep in mind, I normally don't mind fan service, but at least put some effort into it, please.
Honest, not only that, hey guys, you know in the same game where we rob...
This is the same kind of... hold on. I had a feeling this wasn't over yet.
Did you
Theo brings up a good point. This is the Sonic style of fan service. We just inject Green Hill here for no reason. You
Okay.
know? Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. To its credit, I can see why they brought back the original one, because to be fair, they brought back Cornered in like every single game. Like, well, let's remember, Cornered was of course in the first game, Cornered showed up in the second game, and Cornered of course showed up in an awesome remix for the finale of Trials and Tribulations. So, in a way, it's kind of been a thing for them before, and an utter lack of humility.
I understand it, Jova, but here it's presented in its original form. Why not another remix, or similar to what they did, say, to Maya theme, having an expanded version of it?
It's because it's literally only for this section of the game, is my guess. My guess is like, well, the reason is because it's literally only for just a section of the game. So they wouldn't want to put too many resources into what was at the time a DS game, despite the fact that Ace Attorney was rising in popularity.
Wasn't a remix of a particular theme from Trials and Tribulations?
Why,
only used
yeah.
once or twice in
Why, yes, sure.
Destiny?
Yes, indeed, that was the corner theme itself. So I'm just as confused
Which
as
they
you are.
remixed and again only used
It's
once or twice.
it's okay. The Ace Attorney third of the crossover was mostly Ace Attorney 1 fan service, but then again, the whole fan service was kind of a big part of that game to begin with anyway. So it was expected. And that game still had an identity of its own enough anyway, so it didn't matter.
I'll put it like
With
this.
We will
Destiny
find
is
can
how
prove
it
one
was
thing for
reversed.
us, blah, 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 blah. I'm not interesting. There it was Zach Gramery who shot the victim in the forehead. Wow, this word. I can't speak why, but this word seems to mess with me somehow.
What, forehead?
Yes.
Like I said, you're doomed to forever say it.
We will pause for a 15-minute recess.
Oh, great. Can we go now?
This might be
Can I
my
be
lucky
Christian again?
break. I feel like I'm riding high on this one. I'll
Should be
need that
smooth sailing
15
from here.
minutes to talk to my
Totally,
client,
guys.
Zach.
Court is adjourned.
You know,
and
this
so
is
this
like,
part.
this is also actually kind of another problem. We already know how things are gonna end, so all this cockiness from Finch is just, get it, guys.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say this right now. Hey, guys, you know that guy Phoenix you really liked who is now no longer a lawyer? Well, hey, let's let you get to play as him as a lawyer in his last trial, knowing exactly what's gonna happen. Like, don't get me wrong, look. There's a difference between this and when it happened with Mia. Like, okay, in Mia's trials, we kind of already had an idea of what the outcome was going to go. Here's the difference. Those trials were part of a bigger piece of the puzzle to something that was more massively unknown. Here, yeah, I guess you could argue that it's massively unknown, but if you haven't already guessed who the bad guy of this case is, don't worry, I won't spoil, but, I'm surprised that you haven't guessed who the bad guy is, and, since the current trial in the present is being dealt with by a jury, stuff is a lot different there. Look, I think the best way to put it is that in Trials and Tribulations, the stakes were a lot higher, and it was more connected to a point of uncertainty here. Whether or not you knew about the future games or whatnot. Whereas with this game, it's hard to even really get invested. And secondly, we all know what's going to happen, and unlike Trials and Tribulations, we don't have as much hope for a happy ending now, do we, since Phoenix has kind of already lost his job. See, here's the thing. In Trials and Tribulations, it was tied into the survival of the phase. Here, yeah, okay, technically Vera's in trouble, but let's be quite honest. What's the bigger focus? Vera's plight or Phoenix's plight?
And
Phoenix.
Apollo gets the-
Yeah,
Anyway,
Phoenix, the guy we've known for free games on end. But, more on this in the next part.
Yeah,
See ya.
we'll see him part
See ya.
52.
See ya.
So yeah.
See ya.